No face, no case, no trace, no waste in the crypto game. He's the ace in the race. No face, no case, no need to replace the king of the chain, staying in his own space.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the No Face Crypto channel, where there's no face, no case. You feel me? First things first, I want to say thank you guys for 100 plus subscribers. I very much so appreciate it, and thank you guys for all the love on the last video. I have been reading the comments, and I do understand that when discussing intricate topics, it is not best to have gameplay footage in the back of the video with a small corner to all the important information. I understand. With that being said, I will reserve the use of my gameplay footage for non-important videos. And that being said, let's get into the real video today. We are going to be talking about the skyrocketing gold price and what this actually means. Not the hype, not the FOMO, what this actually means for what's about to happen here. And some interesting things that I have found and am starting to understand here about exactly the links between Australia, Japan, and what we are going to see here kind of unfold in a possible black swan event. No lie, no cap, y'all need to lock in. Thank you. With that being said, let's get into it. We're seeing across the world over the last few days a run at the bullion stores, a run on physical gold, silver assets, guys. We have seen silver go up from what, 30 bucks a few years ago all the way up to about $50 now. We're going to see silver, it might even hit 100 bucks. I don't know, but what I will tell you is the heightening straight up line in gold is nothing but suspicious, and I mean, it doesn't take a genius to understand the macroeconomic situation that we are in. Gold cannot sustain this, and there will be a crash in gold. I mean, I'm not the only one saying this. There's many other people saying it that are much more intelligent than me. But with that being said, I'm going to let somebody who is really in the wheelhouse of risk-off assets and physical, you know, gold, silver, bullion, shit like that, explain this to you guys. Thank you.
Because we're going to see volatility in the markets. That is something that is where we've been witnessing for quite some time now. It's been euphoric because the prices have just gone up. But there is going to be a time where we're going to see multiple days of corrections and the price falling back. I don't know when that's going to be, but do not lose heart during those times. No, press forward. Hang on to most of what you have. Yes, I understand there is a good idea. It is a good idea to profit take from time to time. You know, sell off a few of your metals to pay some bills or for an opportunity, a new car, or paying down a large chunk of your mortgage. You know, those are type of good things to think about and to consider. But it's always good to have a safe haven, a good backdrop of gold and silver, a core stack, what's known as a perma stack, which is why that condition, that core part of what your value is in terms of having wealth outside of the system is quite profound. Hence why I've coined the term diamond fist. Hold on to that gold and silver, that core stack, so that you can protect yourself in the worst case scenario or a potential revaluation of gold. You never know what could happen down the road. We have to be open to all eventualities and possibilities. There's a lot of things happening in the world today. And so this is why I believe in it for holding on for a long time, which is why you mostly always see gold and silver on my channel when I post these videos to show, you know, that, hey, I want to practice what I preach. I believe in holding.
Alright guys, you pretty much get the point there. We should be prepared for a revaluation of all hard metal assets. With that being said, before that reevaluation comes, we are to see a crash unlike anything ever seen before, and I am to believe this might be a black swan event. This will literally trickle down, domino effect every single thing, especially a reverse carry trade like I had mentioned in my last video. And with that being said, I want to go on to this X post I had, just seen, but apparently, and I didn't know this, guys, I was not alive in 1997. But Australia sold 2/3 of its gold reserve in 1997. It hasn't accumulated an ounce since then, despite having the highest unmined gold reserves in the world. We are governed by retards. All right. With that being said, you can see the absolute spike up in gold here. This is a straight up line. This has to come down, and it will not be pretty. Okay, now we can go ahead and read this AI statement here, but Grok goes ahead and says, yes, the statement is correct. In 1997, Australia Reserve Bank sold 167 tons of gold reserves, slashing reserves from 247 tons to 80 tons, a two-thirds reduction. To invest in foreign assets, holdings have stayed around that level since. Per RBI data and World Gold Council reports, meanwhile, Australia tops global ranking for unmined gold deposits, yet policymakers haven't tapped them for official stockpiles. All right, we are going to read something very interesting here, guys. I want you to understand something. Okay? So, Chinese people have been here since the gold rush. Grandparents born here. If you were talking about the Chinese university education scam where 50% of them remain in Australia, that is another thing entirely that needs to stop. Alright, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and investigate Chinese or Asian / Japanese who are famous for reverse carry trading influence in Australian financial culture, just very quickly, so we can go ahead and drive this point home. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we obviously have a pretty much wide open free trade agreement between Japan and Australia, and I'm going to show you two videos that are supporting work on both sides in both countries. Now, it can only be assumed, alright, I mean, they move around financially pretty much the same. Reverse carry trade will be the same thing in Australia. Guys, it could be a global black swan event. I'm not going to lie, alright, but it gets a little bit crazier. But let's go ahead and finish these videos real quick.
The Japan-Australia Economic Partnership Agreement, or JEPA, is by far the most liberalising free trade agreement that Japan has ever concluded. It ensures that Australian financial service providers can establish or acquire institutions in Japan as a branch or subsidiary without the need to open a full commercial presence, including wholesale securities trading, investment advice, and portfolio management services for investment funds.
In the financial services sector, the treaty level guarantee of a equal playing field has really brought Australian asset managers and financial advisors back to the Japan market. So it's made a real difference for our financial service sector providers.
The real attraction of Japan for ANZ is that there's a very deep trade and capital connection between Australia and Japan, and that can...
Alright, you guys pretty much get the point there. They are linked, and a lot of people don't talk about this, but they are linked. And keep in mind, guys, Australia has completely adopted HBAR and Japan has completely adopted XRP. This is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence, okay? Now, next thing, we literally posted 11 days ago. Keep in mind the last clip was from 8 years ago, almost a decade. Why more Aussies are turning to Japan for affordable property. We can see this relationship.
As the dream of home ownership continues to fade, some buyers are looking overseas. As Jamie Freestone reports, they're snapping up vacant properties by capitalising on Australia's current obsession with Japan.
Sharing a cup of tea on their own tatami mat. It's all part of the Japanese dream for Australian couple John and Miranda Bertram.
I should have a gold tea room.
About 2 hours south of Tokyo, the former geisha home they bought in Atami 2 years ago is now a successful Airbnb.
We absolutely love living here and we feel like a really welcome guest in this country.
They spent $150,000 purchasing and renovating it, taking a hands-on approach during the 9-month process.
Number one difficulty is there's no Bunnings in Japan.
This is how we save $3,000. Thank you, John.
Yeah, we build our own frame here and we recycled these doors.
Empty houses known as IKEA are a plenty.
Alright, obviously we can see the effects of the traditional carry trade, especially back in Japan, when they are able to take yen and basically spend it back in Japan much, much cheaper and save thousands and thousands of dollars. Alright, this is a very important relationship for Japan and Australia, and this is a very smart, very strategic, and beautiful relationship between these two countries. Understand, and I will stress this again, HBAR is highly adopted in Australia and XRP is highly adopted in Japan. Alright? When you see this gold price crash, because it will crash, I believe we will see a full-on black swan event. It's going to cascade through all financial markets. Everything's going to crash. AI AI cooked. AI bubble, it needs to crash. It has to happen. I love AI, but it has to happen. Tech stocks have to crash. Crypto also is due for another crash, whether you like to hear that or not. All right, but I mean, no matter how far we go down, we are going up much, much higher. Okay, in simplest terms, that's about it. But in my next clip, guys, and this is going to be a little teaser for the next video. All right. All I'm going to say is, you know what, just watch. Just watch. And Peter Thiel, look, if my channel gets banned, let me just phrase this in a better way. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, because I've hit 100 subscribers plus, I'm going to share something very special with you guys, and I guess I am going to be gatekeeping this information because I do not want you guys to be able to find it. Well, I do want you guys to be able to find it. I'll just say it's on Instagram. Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. I love this page, and I can't give it up because this dude gets banned every other day, and this is an exact video, an exact reason as to why he got banned. This is discussing digital IDs, all right, and this is exactly what they're gonna do to bring in the new financial system with digital IDs after a black swan event, such as a reverse trade and a reverse carry trade and something like a gold crash and just multiple bubbles popping at the same time, and then we'll have regulations coming in as well, which is a level playing field, which might not be good. I mean, and this is why you need to be positioned now. You don't really have time, and that's to be completely honest with you guys. But go ahead, I'm gonna play this video for you guys, and I need you to have an open mind and watch this. If my channel gets banned, you guys know why. Also, drop a comment if you appreciate this clip that I am about to play. Another thing is, send this video far and wide to everybody you love and care about, and everyone who needs to have an open mind and understand what's about to happen as well, because people are not talking about this enough, and I will make it my duty to get the word out there as to what is about to happen. This 5-minute clip is about to break something down so deep for you guys. Whoever is watching this video, I hope you understand with a better mind after this clip. Thank you.
So Keir Starmer is expected to announce plans for a digital ID scheme which will be compulsory in order to work in the UK.
I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory.
A digital ID is issued or accredited by the government and requires basic biometric information to create.
Wake up.
AdFarm, UPI, and MOSIT have set the gold standard for digital public infrastructure.
When COVID was happening, there was this push for vaccine passports, and a lot of the people that were pushing or creating the vaccine passports were part of this either ID 2020 or they were part of related entities pushing for digital ID.
Eventually, what we'll have is certificates of who's a recovered person, who's a vaccinated person. So eventually there will be sort of this digital immunity proof that will help facilitate the global reopening up.
A way out of this is to be able to test people several times and for people to actually have a biometric identity which can say, look, I've been tested, or I've had the disease and here are my antibodies, so that life can get back to normal.
Digital IDs are not really a separate project from CBDCs.
CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. It is a currency issued directly by the central banks.
CBDC would be programmable, meaning that just like a piece of software, the government would be able to put restrictions on it with digital rules.
It allows authorities to monitor every single payment made and received, obliterating financial privacy and anonymity.
If you don't behave, you can have your money turned off.
Half of my files got corrupted during the making of this video. Whether that be a sign or not, I don't know. Take it as you will. We see a 6% gain on Flare right now. As you know, guys, look, there's one thing I believe in, and I think there's one way to escape this digital ID matrix, and that is to stack up utility assets, stack them up, keep them in cold storage, hide them away from everybody you know, and when the time comes, you go ahead and throw that into DeFi, get yourself some passive income, and refuse UBI, refuse digital ID, guys. It's the only way. I'm telling you guys, and I hope this video really woke some of you guys up. But with that being said, I will be talking about this a lot more in detail, as along with Ripple acquisitions in detail in some of the following videos. But I wanted to give you guys something a little bit special in this one. You feel me? And with that being said, just to close this out, you guys understand how digital ID and Palantir is connected, okay, in this. How Palantir controls a lot of this, guys. You understand all of that, right? How they are connected to BlackRock, the CIA, to all these other foreign countries and all this crazy stuff, right? Well, I want to let you know something, okay? Ripple acquired G Treasury or Q Treasury, yeah, G Treasury, right? And I want to let you guys know something right now. G Treasury is listed as an asset in the Palantir tech stack, all right, and that is not a joke. Peter Thiel is highly connected into this, and with that being said, I'm going to get out of here, but I want to give you guys some proof of that. So as you can see here on zoominfo.com, we have a tech stack listed down here. Where is it? Here we go. Tech stack is listed down here. Palantir, G Treasury, tech stack right here. So this is not a joke. This is not a drill. I need you guys to pay attention to all the following videos. Please drop a comment and let me know if you appreciated this. And with that being said, I am going to get out of here. You feel me? One more thing, ladies and gentlemen. I am currently testing out some new DeFi with Flare and that 3.5% variable to 7% return using Flare and that technology with XRP. I am currently investigating that, and I will update you guys very soon on that. But in my last video, I did discuss, guys, 5,000 XRP gets you 450 XRP in 2 years for free. Now, if you can imagine what $1,000 XRP at $450 at 450 XRP will net you guys. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. So you have to pay attention when this stuff comes around, because it might not be worth a whole lot right now. But for example, you can throw 2,400 XRP at that, and you can earn 2 free XRP per week. Alright, now imagine if 2 XRP is worth $1,000 or $2,000. This ain't a joke. 450 XRP times $1,000 is $450,000. That's $500,000. Set you up for life. This is not a joke, guys. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. You feel me?
Masked up tight like the thief in the dark. No face, no case, that's the spark of his art. Charts crashing, burning like the 4th of July. But no face, crypto still flying high. He rides the wave while the rest just drown. Rich list rider, wearing the crown. Liquidation storms can't crack his code. He built his empire on the blockchain road. No face, no case, no trace, no waste. In the crypto game, he's the ace in the race. No face, no case, no need to replace the king of the chain, staying in his own space. When the market turned red and the bulls went blind, he stayed steady, sharp, mastermind, refined. While wallets froze and traders wept, he flipped the script and his ledger kept. Bag so heavy, it bends the rules. Swimming through the sharks while they fight for pools. The greatest YouTuber to grace the scene, turning bear markets into a money machine. No face, no case, no trace, no waste. In the crypto game, he's the ace in the race. No face, no case, no need to replace the king of the chain, staying in his own space. When the market turned red and the bulls went blind, he stayed steady, sharp, mastermind, refined. While wallets froze and traders wept, he flipped the script and his ledger kept. Bag so heavy, it bends the rules. Swimming through the sharks while they fight for pools. The greatest YouTuber to grace the scene, turning bear markets into a money machine. No face, no case, no trace, no waste. In the crypto game, he's the ace in the race. No face, no case, no need to replace the king of the chain, staying in his own space.
No face, no case, that's the motto in a race.